Welcome. This is your Wednesday night Vinyasa flow. I am Danielle Johnson, and I'm really excited that we can find a way to be together even from a distance, right? Feels a little awkward sometimes moving through class in this way, so you just gotta lean into that. It does. It feels a little awkward, but we're all going to be okay. And as I was telling my kids, it's always like the first 2 minutes, right? The first 2 minutes feel really awkward or really weird, and then we just fall into our normal rhythm. So that's what I hope for you today. So if you want to play the playlist, go ahead and get it started now. And then make your way to your mat. You don't need any props. You might have some water nearby if that sounds good. You can grab anything that you might want in your Shavasana. And we're going to go ahead and get started lying down. So make your way to your spine. When you come onto your mat, you can lie down just flat in Shavasana, heels extended, right? Palms facing the ceiling. You can blink your eyes closed. If you're feeling some tension in your low back here, it might feel better to bend your knees. You can either leave them parallel or you can knock them in toward one another and let your feet work their way to the edges of your mat. Right, a third option, if you want a little bit of hip opening, is that you can bring the soles of your feet together to touch and let your knees fall gently down toward your mat. But it might feel good to put something here to hold them up as well. A block, a book, a blanket, a pillow. And so just lie down. Blink your eyes closed. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sink deeper into your mat. And do that again, inhale. Exhale. Stay. So yogis, as we move through today's class, right, we're focusing our attention on embracing the progress that we make and resisting the urge for perfection. Now, a couple disclaimers about what that means, right? Embracing the progress we make does not mean that it's sequential in a step, that each day something more, something further, something quote unquote better, right? It means that we're humans and we're in this body, and some days feel good and some days feel challenging. Whether we're in a pandemic or not, that is how our world exists. And so today I encourage you to embrace where you are today. Let it be just what it is. Right? Maybe the progress that you are leaning into today is that you made it to your mat. You made it to your mat at a space in your home, watching me on the computer. That is progress enough. So you might bring your hand to your belly and one to your heart, or maybe it feels better to place both hands on your heart today. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice. Right? Setting an intention is a way we can start to create the building blocks of yoga off our mat. Right? Because doing yoga is asana practice. That's the postures on our mat. But it's more. Right? There's a whole world of yoga that exists off your sticky mat. And so your intention is yours. It is personal to you. It is whatever you need it to be to start to make that bridge. And maybe today that is embracing the intention of celebrating your progress and resisting the urge for perfection, the judgment that comes along with not achieving perfection. And if that doesn't resonate with you today, that's okay. Right? You find an intention for yourself, or you can choose to not set one. And we're going to send them out, right, and mark the beginning of our class with an open mouth exhale. So first, place that intention in your mind's eye, the space between your eyebrows. And then release the air that's already sitting in your lungs in preparation. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, send it out. I'm imagining beautiful breath sounds, yogis. Now you can seal your lips and begin to engage your Ujjayi Pranayama, your breath of victory, if you choose. Right, to do so, you'll start to breathe in and out through your nose. And as you breathe through your nose, you can start to use those same muscles in your throat that you just used to sigh, right? If you constrict those muscles, you're tensing the muscles in your throat, you'll have a smaller airway to breathe in and fill up your lungs and exhale fully, right? So that naturally slows down your breath. And as your breath slows down and moves through a more constricted airway, right, you might start to hear your breath. Or if you're alongside a friend or a loved one, right, you might hear their breath too. And if that's the case, wonderful. And if it's not, that's okay too. Now, as we breathe in and out through our nose, as we move through class, you might start to feel warm, warmer than you expect. So notice that and know that you can always send out heat through an open mouth exhale. You can always make your way down to your mat, take a seat, rejoin class as you're ready. So take one more breath in here. Exhale, let it out. And then start to find some gentle movement. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. You might sway your chin from side to side. If you're not on your spine, you'll make your way there. And we're going to start class warming up our core. So you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them at any time you're ready and lift your legs into the air, right? So your ankles stack over your hips. Listen, pull your belly button down toward your spine, right? So you're making a strong connection. You can't slip your hands underneath your low back. You can keep your head on the earth or lift your chest up off the earth so your shoulder blades lift away. Keep your chin neutral here, right? Rather than looking back or tucking in. And we're just going to reach. You can have hands behind your head or up toward your toes. And you're just going to, with control, lift and lower. Now, you can lower all the way down and take a little break, right? Or you might lift, lower just a couple inches, lift, lower. Breathe here. See if you can press your low back down into your mat while you're still breathing rather than it being a holding your breath type of movement. One more lift. Now bring your hands behind your head if they're not there already. We're going to take some slow bicycles. So bend your right knee, extend your left leg, reach your left elbow toward or past your right knee. Back to center, switch, reach, center, switch, center. You got it, yogis. Pressing your low back down. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Legs straight back up the wall. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in. Rock and roll from side to side. And then move up and down your spine. And where you're going to make your way to is tabletop. I'm going to actually switch sides on you. This is going to be my MO throughout class, right? Switching sides. So find your tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and then find a neutral spine, right? So rather than kind of sagging, use that same action of pulling your belly button toward your spine to find length, right, and stability. Then inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your hips, pull your shoulder blades together and gaze up. Exhale, cat. Round your spine. Tuck your chin. Press through your palms to press your spine toward the ceiling. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now curl your toes under. Inhale. Exhale, make your way into downward facing dog. And so you're finding yourself into like a big V. Let yourself find some movement here. How about pedal out your feet? You might sway your hips from side to side. You can shrug your shoulders, nod, shake your head, whatever feels good in this first down dog of your practice. And then pause for stillness. And so we're going to come back to this down dog often throughout class. And so we're going to take this first one to get in line, find some alignment, right? And we're also going to build some strength here. And we're going to create some muscle memory. So every time you come back, it's just that much simpler to find the alignment you're looking for. So start with your fingers, spread them really wide apart. And then rather than sinking into your heels, think about pressing through your thumb and your forefinger, right? Your L and your J. Right, and as you press through that, it should relieve a little bit of the pressure in your wrists. Then lift your hips high. I like to come up onto my tiptoes to start. And then feel the length in your spine, right? The space you're making as you lift your hips toward the ceiling. Now try to keep as much of that space as you can, as it's accessible in your body. Start to shift more weight to your feet and let your heels reach down toward your mat. Listen. Your heels might not touch the mat, that's okay, right? You might bend your knees generously or gently, whatever you need to keep you that length in your spine. If I'm too concerned about it's funny to see myself, right? If I'm too concerned about my heels coming down, I compromise the length in my spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your right toes high. And exhale, low lunge. Plant your foot between your hands. Now, bring both hands to the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot toward the top edge of your mat. Maybe an inch, maybe two. Let's just see how it feels for you. And then you can find a little bit of movement front and back, right? You should feel some stretch happening in your left hands, or in your left hip flexor. And lift your chest and see how that changes it. And then pause. Stay here, or you can lower down to your forearms, or you want a little more shoulder stretch happening at the same time. You can take your hands wide, like to the corners of your mat or even past, right? Keeping your chest lifted somewhat, right? So rather than collapsing, lift your chest, reach your hands. You might wiggle them out, seeing where that is. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then bring your hands back underneath you. You stay. I'm going to switch so I can see you here. We're going to make our way into a side plank. So plant your left hand. Lift your right foot and rock over onto the pinky side edge of your bottom foot. Open up side plank. Now, your feet can be stacked. They can be staggered. Or you can come down to your bottom knee. Wherever you choose, lift your hips higher. And then rather than sinking into this shoulder, press through your palm to lift away. Option to bring your top foot into something like a tree leg. So bend your front foot or your top knee and plant your foot on your calf. Breathe in. Exhale, make your way into high plank. If your feet are here in tree, you might leave them. Right? Holding here. We're going to rock over to the other side just for a breath and our other side, side plank. So press through, open up, breathe in. Exhale, three-legged dog, right toes high. Breathe in. And exhale, half pigeon. Then bring your shin down to the earth. So your right knee reaches toward your right wrist. Your foot reaches toward your left wrist. Listen, this is early for half pigeon, right? This should be, you'll feel tighter than you typically would if we were doing this at the end of class. So the intention here is to have it be more active. So a couple of things. We might stay more upright. We're going to start by curling our back toes under, right? And lifting our chest. See if you can activate your glutes, right? And your quads, like you're pulling your legs together and lifting your chest. See if you can get some stretch along your left hip flexor. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you want, you can lower shoelace side of your foot down toward the earth. And if you feel like it, you can come down lower, but keep some activity in your legs. Why are we doing half pigeon this early in class? Well, we're working toward a peak posture today that asks that our hips be open, our shoulders and arms, right, strong, that we're able to twist. So we're gonna just do it all, right? Take one more breath here, inhale. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. First, curl your back toes under and lift your back leg off the earth. Then press through your palms to help protect your joints. Lift your hips high. Pedal it out. Then we get to do it all on the other side. So inhale, left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your foot between your hands. You might walk your left foot up and out a couple inches and then find some movement. If it feels better to be down on your back knee, absolutely can do that. The intention here is to start to wake up our hip flexors, find some length. Now you can stay. Lifting your chest might be enough to feel an intense stretch. Or you can come down to your forearms, or you might reach out long and wide, like a wide runner's lunge or a wide lizard. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your hands back in. You're going to stay where you are, and I'm going to flip around again so you can see my face. Plant your left or right hand down into the earth. Now we're going to pick up our left foot. As you lift it, open up to the side, side plank. This side might be different, right? You might stack or stagger or come down to your bottom knee, but press your hips high, stack your shoulders, press out of your palm, lengthen the crown of your head, breathe in. Option to move your leg into tree pose. One more inhale. On the exhale, we find high plank, right? And then we're gonna switch sides, twisting all the way through. Open up just for the breath in. Exhale, three-legged dog. One inhale here. Exhale, half pigeon. Left knee reaches toward your left foot. Hand. Left foot reaches toward your right hand. Lie your shin down. And it's okay if it's not parallel to the earth, the spot in front of you, but put your shin down somewhere where you're not sitting on your foot. Start with your back toes curled, engaging your back leg, lift your chest. See how this stretch might feel different on this side. And if you'd like something a little bit deeper in the front hip, you can lie down. And you might stay upright, that might be deep enough. One more breath in. And out. Plant your hands, curl your back toes under, lift your back leg, use your muscles. Make your way back into downward facing dog, pedal out your feet. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, rock forward to high plank, breathe. Listen, yogis, we're gonna take vinyasas in this class. This is a vinyasa class. Vinyasa means to place in a special way. And we're gonna use that term to mean move your body in a special way to you to make your way back to downward facing dog. So here you are in your first vinyasa option, holding high plank. Press your heels back, engage your core, press through your palms, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Listen, we're gonna walk through two more options together that have to do with Chaturanga. But if you know you don't like any variations of Chaturanga, you can hold your high plank and hold for strength there, or you can move through a cobra if you prefer. I'm gonna walk you through Chaturanga on your knees and Chaturanga on your toes. So inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, lower your knees down to the earth. Listen, rather than sinking into a tabletop, think about pressing your hips down toward the earth. Right, so you're finding that length in your spine. And now rotate your elbows so that the point space behind you. Look forward just to the top of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower just halfway, pulling your elbows in toward your rib cage the whole time. Listen here, you can either come back up to your high plank, right? Or you can lift up into an upward facing dog. The difference, right? Toes curled for your high plank, toes flat for up dog, but still my legs are off the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, one more vinyasa option to walk through, and that's Chaturanga Dandasana on our toes, moving into our upward facing dog. You know if that's not on the menu for you tonight, you can take either of the two that we've already gone through, or if Cobra's your jam, go there. Inhale, rock forward to high plank. Breathe. Engage your quads a lot and your core. They're gonna help you, so you don't have to ask your shoulders to do all this work. Then rotate your elbows to the point space behind you. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows in toward your rib cage like you can catch yourself. Lower just halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your chest, straighten your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high. One breath in. One breath out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold, ragdoll. Bend your knees a lot. Let your head, neck, and shoulders go, and maybe find some movement. And then pause for stillness. Bring your feet together to touch. Bend your knees, tuck your chin. And then start to unwind as you breathe. Lifting all the way up to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, Tadasana. Breathe. Listen. Your feet can be touching here, or they might be hip-width distance apart. Either works. But whatever you choose, start by stacking bone on bone, right? So shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Fingertips reach. And then really engage your muscles. So press your feet down into the earth so you feel all four corners reaching down, making a print on your mat. And then use your quads to lift away. Use your core to encourage your chest high. Reach your fingertips high and then pull your shoulder blades back down. Inhale. Listen, option to stay as you are, or as you exhale, you can bend your elbows, lift your chest, take a baby back bend. Pressing your hip points forward and your chest up toward the ceiling. Inhale back through Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Your hands can come out wide or they can come through your heart center, whatever your body calls for, or maybe your space. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins, your thighs, maybe your mat, and then lift your chest parallel to the earth. That same action we took lying on our spine and in our tabletop where we pull our belly button toward our spine. Take that here and then lengthen the crown of your head. So you're in that same posture like you would be in down dog, just flipped over onto your feet. Inhale. Exhale, Vinyasa. Plant your hands. Step your feet back to high plank. Right, you're here, you can stay. Or you can move through Chaturanga on your knees or on your toes. Wherever you end up, take a breath in. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're gonna flow 2 rounds of our sun A, linking our breath to our movement. We're gonna start warming up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, root down, reach up. Exhale, option for the baby back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, ride your breath down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Vinyasa, plant your hands, send your feet back. Stay lifted or lower. Breathe in. Breathe out, downward facing dog. A round of breath here, just as you are. Inhale. Exhale. One more Sunday. Inhale, look up. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, stand up, reach up. Exhale, option for the back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Vinyasa, plant your hands, send your feet back. Take your Vinyasa option. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. We're gonna move on to Sun B. Inhale, look up. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees. Lift your chest, reach your arms overhead. Breathe here. Listen, yogis. If you want your legs squeezed together, squeeze them together all the way, right? And if you'd prefer them hip width distance apart, step apart. Listen, I see in the chat someone can only see me in a little tiny grid. If you go up to the top right corner, you'll see a little something that says, probably says speaker view. Click that and you'll see me big and everyone else small. You're in gallery view. I hope that helps. All right. I know you all had to hold your chair while I explained that. Thinking about it. I love you all. Sink lower. Squeeze your legs together or let them be hip width distance apart. Let your toes be light, right? Your belly button pulls in just to find some support. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. You're gonna stay as you are. I'm gonna turn around so you can see me. You're gonna lift your left foot onto your thigh on your right. Figure 4. Breathe in. Flex your foot. Breathe out. We're gonna twist. You're gonna take your left elbow and reach it toward your left foot. So you'll twist down. Listen, if that's not accessible to you, twist, that's fine. Or you're twisting and you're hitting somewhere else, that's okay too. But you're gonna reach, whoop, for your foot. If you reach it, press your palms together. I can't look at you and do this at the same time, right? And stack your shoulders. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall out. Balancing is hard, right? It's just a momentary holding on to. Breathe in. Breathe out. Legs are tired already. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Reach your arms overhead. Bring your left leg with you. Just for a moment here to get our stability. And as we exhale, we're going to make our way into Warrior 3. So reach your left leg back, your hands forward. You're going to rotate your left hip down in space so it's in line with your right hip. Back leg, lifted leg, right, is working hard, whether it's parallel to the earth, touching the earth, or anywhere in between. It's working hard. Bottom knee can be bent a little or a lot. Hands can be out to your chest, behind you, whatever works. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your front knee. Bend it, bend it, bend it. Reach your back toes back until your toes touch the earth. Then lift your chest. Inhale, Crescent Lunge. Feel what it feels like to have both feet on the earth again. Inhale. Exhale, open up, Warrior 2. Right, press both feet into the earth now. Right, so your whole back foot is down, but press more weight into the pinky side edge so your arch lifts away from the earth, and then bend your front knee. Take a look at your front knee, right? If it's knocking in, I'll show you this way, right? If it's knocking in, you're gonna eventually get pain in your hip, in your knee, or both. So take your hand and move your thigh. If you don't have the space in your hips to do that, rotate your back hip forward to give yourself that alignment. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up and back. Reach, 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 rebend your front knee, feel a side body stretch. And then exhale, Vinyasa, circle your arms down, plant your hands. Take the Vinyasa of your choice. Doesn't have to be the same one every time. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do the other side. Inhale, look up. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, lift your chest. Reach your arms overhead, breathe. I know we've already been here. Your legs maybe are calling that to you. We won't be here as long this time. This time we need to lift our left leg. No, we need to lift our right leg. Inhale, lift your leg and your palms to your chest, figure 4. So right ankle on left thigh. Flex your right foot. Sink your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Right elbow reaches for your left or right foot toward your left side, right? One side might have more space than the other. That's okay. Find a spot to look at that's not moving. That will help you with your balance. Press your palms together. Find the twist that's accessible to you today. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to move on. Inhale. One-legged Tadasana. Stand up. Flex your foot. All right, find something like a right angle with your lifted leg. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 3. Reach. Flag. All right, so your back leg is lifted. It's okay if this side feels different. All right, you're going to rotate your right hip down in space so that your hips are in line with each other. I like to bring my hands there and just see where they're at. And then lifted leg is engaged. It's working. It's not dead weight. It's just harder if it's dead weight. Core is engaged, just like when we're in our down dog, in our plank. Hands can go wherever they need to go. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your front knee, reach your back toes back. When your foot touches the earth, lift your chest, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sink your hips. Right, I like to wiggle my feet out sometimes when I come in from there. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior 2, open all the way up. Look over your front fingertips. Take a moment to find your alignment, pressing through the pinky side edge of your back, straight and strong leg. Bending into your front knee, keeping your hips right under your shoulders. Right, this side might be different. Check your front knee. See that it tracks above or behind your front ankle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach, reach, reach up and back. You can look at your toes or your hands or straight ahead. Rebend your front knee. Inhale. Exhale, Vinyasa. Circle your arms down, plant your hands. Take your Vinyasa. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right, yogis, we're going to flow it. One time through, breath to movement. We can do this. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, lift your chest. Exhale, hands to your heart, left foot to right knee. Inhale, lift your chest into your thumbs. Exhale, twist. Right away, inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, stay. Exhale, bend your front knee, reach your toes back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, Vinyasa, circle down. Inhale, wherever you end up. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here in recovery. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go. Inhale, look up, other side. Exhale, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Left leg stays grounded this time. Bring your right foot. Exhale, right foot up. Inhale, lift your chest into your thumbs. Exhale, twist. Just for the breath. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, stand up. Exhale, warrior 3, reach back. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, crescent lunge. You've got it, yogis. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Feel a side body stretch. Exhale, vinyasa. Circle your arms down. Plant your hands. Stay lifted or lower. Breathe in. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale through your nose. Then open your mouth, send it out. And come on down to your knees. Lift your chest. Grab a sip of water. I had to lose a layer. Do what you gotta do. This is where I would ask you how you're all doing. I'm still gonna ask. No, I can't hear any of your responses, but I hope you're saying great. Warmed up. I'm in my basement. It's cold down here, but I am sweating. So I hope you're feeling some energy moving through you. Here's what we have left. We are going to move through our peak posture 3 different ways, right? 3 different variations of this posture that we've been playing with called grasshopper. It's also called dragonfly, so it has many names, right? So we're gonna move through it 3 different ways, then you'll get a couple moments to play with whichever way you like, or whichever way feels like a fun challenge tonight. Then we'll do the other side. We're gonna start to stretch it out and lie down in Shavasana, right? Before you know it, we'll be out of here. So take what you need. And where you're gonna meet me is chair pose. I love you all. And chair pose is everyone's favorite, I'm sure of it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Here we go. Find your chair. Listen. We're gonna do something we've done already, right? Nothing new here. Keep your right leg down. Lift your left leg into figure 4. Bring your hands to your chest. So at any point we keep moving and adding on, you would like to stay where you are, great, right? You're in control of your own body. You get to do what you do. Inhale, lift up your chest, and exhale, we're gonna twist, finding our forearm, or our, how about tricep, toward your foot. Now, maybe your elbow touches your foot, that's fine, stay there. If you can, pull your tricep to the arch of your foot, see if that's accessible to you today. And if it is, push your foot into your arm and your arm back into your foot. You can stay here, or you can open up your arms. Right? You can stay here, or you can start to straighten your bottom leg. Each adds a different kind of challenge, one that might feel really accessible to you, or one that might feel really impossible. And so you just play with what works for you today. Now, if you were to put your hands into Chaturanga, and I topple you over onto your side so that you're balancing on your hands, you're in grasshopper. Right, so if you're here, know that there might be different challenges to get you into this posture, but your body can twist in that way, right? You're already doing it. Now, stand up. Find a forward fold. You can take a wide-legged or a narrow, whatever you like, and just shake out your hips. And we're gonna play with that again, another variation, sitting down. So sit down and extend your right leg long. Take your left leg and lift it up and over, right? Like you're crossing your legs. Now, let's scooch a little bit for you. Turn toward the right, right? So toward your bent knee, and find a spot to plant your hands. You're looking for those Chaturanga arms. I like to go a good 6 or 8 inches away from my body, and then rotate over onto the side of your right leg. Left foot is gonna stay planted into the earth. Listen, if it's accessible to you, you might reach your arm long and reach for your toes. I like this because it feels like it's helping me control this leg, but if the hamstrings are saying then don't worry about it. Keep your hands down, or you might just lift your arm and not reach for anything. And then reach your chest forward, more until you're parallel to the earth, and then stand up on your bottom foot, pulling your elbow in toward your side. Okay? You're balancing, but you're also standing. So give yourself some credit for both. And sit back down. You might try that again. Listen, if you feel like you can't get any air, 1, that's fine. 2, lean forward more And then stand up with your foot more than you're worrying about your arm carrying you. Because your leg has power. Okay, shake it all up. I promised 3 ways. So we're gonna go 3 ways, right? Moving through this variation of grasshopper in my body, I like to start standing, but you could start sitting. So I come back here to the same figure 4, right? Reach my elbow so that my foot is on my tricep. And now I practice a little trust fall with myself, and I wiggle my hands down to the earth. In my body today, my elbow acts as a little kickstand for my back hip, and my foot is pressing into my tricep. So my ear parallel to the earth helps rather than looking down. And then shifting weight forward, maybe you find a little balance, maybe you lengthen your leg, maybe you fall the 3 inches down to the earth. Give yourself an option for how you're gonna get out of it, but also know you're very close to the earth, okay? Okay, this is your moment to play. We are gonna move on to the other side, but give yourself a moment to choose any of those variations that you might have liked. If you have a question for me, you can throw it in the comments, in the chat. Find a fun challenge for yourself, right? So if what you're doing is creating frustration, back off. We're not here for more frustration today, right? Keeping in mind your intention of embracing progress, knowing that it is not a staircase, but it fluctuates, and releasing the judgment of perfection. All right, let's do the other side. Stand up, shake it out. All right. Sink your hips, find your chair. This time our right foot comes up into our figure 4. We're gonna try all 3 versions. Each side of our body is different. You're gonna see that on me in just a moment here, right? All right, twist. See where your foot and your arm connect on this side. Maybe you tip over, that's okay, start again. Maybe you can open your hands here. Maybe you start to straighten your bottom leg. Take 2 breaths. Then make your way into a forward fold. Shake out your hips. And take a seat. This time, your left leg is going to lay long on your mat. Your right foot is going to come up and over. Right, your right foot's going to stay planted. You're going to rock over onto the side, right, a little bit of the side of your bottom. Find your Chaturanga arms. You might play with what distance works in your body. And then reach your chest forward. Again, I like to reach for my toes. I feel like I'm a little bit picking them up. It helps me engage this foot and lift it. But if that doesn't help you, if it's in the way, don't do it. Reach forward. Stand up on your bottom foot. Pull your elbow in toward your hip or your ribs. You might even lean a little bit more forward here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back down. All right. Are we ready for one more posture in our grasshopper? Again, you can take this. I'll show you from seated. You can take this, start in your figure 4, or you can start here, right, seated, and find, if the trust fall is what's doing you in, right, you can start here. Again, in my body, I'd rather do the trust fall. I feel like I can get more space, but I only know my body, right? So you try yours, and you might try it a couple of different ways. So make the connection. Little trust fall down to the earth. Ear parallel. Look out in front of you. Then maybe your toes lift. Maybe your leg extends. Maybe you fall. Try it again if you do. Or move on to one of the other variations that you felt a better challenge in, that made you excited to try it again. Excited to embrace the progress. Listen, yogis, if you've been taking this with me since the first time I taught it it's been over a month ago now, you might feel how different it is today than it was then, right? That's the hope and dream. It might feel just as hard today. That's okay too. Right? Sometimes it's hard to measure that progress in a physical space like this. But know that every time you're training your body, even if it's just a millimeter at a time, how to do something challenging, do something different, go just to the edge. When you've finished playing, take a seat. You sit down on your mat. We're going to take a couple of stretches, and then we're going to Shavasana. So extend your right leg long. Bring the sole of your left foot into your inner thigh. Lift your chest high, and then rotate so that your chest looks at your toes. Inhale, lift your arms. And then exhale, think about pulling your collarbone toward your toes. Don't be so concerned with where your hands fall, but reach your collarbones toward your toes. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Think about keeping both sits bones on the earth. You stretch your hamstring, you might feel it in your side body, you might feel it in your hips, in your glutes. It's depending on where you're feeling particularly tight today. You can stay here, right? Or you can bring your right hand to the inside of your right leg. And with your sits bone really pressing down, reach your left arm up and over. Right? You might still feel it in your hamstring here, but it'll change the intensity in your side body, maybe all the way through your back, your armpit. And lift your chest and bring your left hand behind your hip. Your shin's gonna stay on the earth and your foot's gonna stay on the earth, but lift your hips, reach your arm back. A little bit of a chest opening, back bend here, inhale. Exhale, sit down. We'll do the other side. Extend your left leg long. Bring the sole of your right foot into your inner thigh. Find your sits bones, sit tall. Inhale. Then turn toward your toes. And as you exhale, reach your long spine, collarbones toward your foot. Not concerned with where your hands fall on your leg. Then breathe in and exhale, fold. Stay, or you can bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. It might also feel good to press down on your opposite hip, right, if that's a better spot for you. And then reach your right arm high, open up your chest, stack your shoulders, reach your fingers. One more breath in. And as you exhale, lift your chest, bring your hand behind you. Shin and foot stay on the earth, but inhale, lift your hips, reach your arm back. Take as generous of a back bend as feels good in you, which means you can come out of it any amount. Breathe in. Exhale, sit back down. Bring your legs out in front of you, wiggle them a couple of times. Extend your arms long. We're going to make our way down to our spine. We'll be on the spine the rest of class. So if you have something nearby that you want to pull closer so that you can use it for your Shavasana, do that now. And if you have something nearby that you want to push away so it doesn't bother you, do that now. And then make your way all the way down to your spine. Once you get there, bring your right knee in toward your chest. Roll it around a couple of circles in each direction. Let your left leg lay long on your mat. Inhale, squeeze your right knee in toward your underarm. And exhale, twist. Bring your right leg across your left side body. Stack your hips. You might need to shimmy your bottom hip. Extend your arm into a T or maybe a goalpost, whatever you have space for. Encourage your right shoulder blade back down toward the earth. Then either look straight up at the ceiling or over your right shoulder. If you're still holding your Ujjayi breath, let it go. And find a normal cadence. And then bring both knees back to center. We'll switch sides. So let your right leg lay long now. Squeeze your left knee in, take a couple circles in each direction. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale, twist. Option to look straight up or over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shin. Maybe your forehead reaches your knees. Make yourself into a tiny ball. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body for its hard work, not just in this practice, but getting you up and out of bed every single day. Inhale, the biggest breath you've taken yet today. Right when you think your lungs are full, take one last sip of air. Inhale. And exhale, Shavasana, lie down. Extend your heels to the edges of your mat. Rotate your palms to face the ceiling. Get any fidgets out, grab any props you need. Walk your shoulder blades in toward one another. Blink your eyes closed. Relax your jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your belly sink. Breathe in. Breathe out. Be still. Yogis, you just be still, and I will bring you back out of this when class is over. So give yourself these moments. Now just start to bring awareness back to each breath. feel the air move in through your nostrils. Follow it as it fills your lungs and lifts your belly. And as you exhale, watch as it retraces its steps and leaves your body. Maybe bringing awareness back to each breath is enough to start to bring you back to the space, to your mat, to the room around you. Great. If not, that's okay too. You might start to move. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Sway your chin from side to side or open and close your jaw. You might move your eyes underneath your eyelids. And then on your next inhale, you might take a big stretch, reach your arms up overhead, either leave your legs straight or bend them. Inhale. And then with your eyes closed, exhale, make your way into the fetal posture. Right, so roll over to either side. Lay your head on your arm. Let your knees tuck in toward your chest. Here in this last posture of your practice, yogis, you get a moment to take what you still need from this practice. And maybe that's just stillness, or focusing on your breath, or another moment to just be in your body. Or maybe you come back to the intention that you set at the beginning of class. Maybe that was about embracing progress and releasing perfection. Maybe it was something else. If that still resonates with you right now, if you can find meaning in that intention off of your mat, I encourage you to take it with you. Take it with you into the working from home, into the homeschooling your children, into navigating social isolation with roommates, whatever it may be. Practice your yoga off of your mat. And with your eyes closed, make your way up to a seat. Any comfortable seat works. And when you get there, your hands might lie in your lap or on your knees. You can bring your palms together at your chest, or maybe with palms together, you lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. Yogis, thank you. Thank you for carving time out of your evening to move and breathe separately but together. It is always my honor to guide you, even from a distance. It is my honor to move and breathe with you in this community that even social distancing cannot break down. And so we bow forward to sealing our practice in a sign of gratitude, right? And that gratitude is for our practice, it's for our bodies, and it's for each other. So yogis, thank you. Thank you, thank you.